Well, guys, we are back at it bright and early. And if any of you guys know me, this is early for me. So we still got moisture on everything, waiting for it to dry off. We got the boat uncovered. We had it tarped up. But one thing we noticed when the water hits this paint, it like bubbles a little bit. It's just weird. Once it dries, it will lay flat, but it doesn't give me much confidence in the paint sticking very well. I'm not sure if it's a prep issue because I did almost everything it said. It recommended some acid wash or acid something. I didn't use that. I've seen a lot of other people do it without it. I sanded this down really good, used wax and grease remover, trying to get it to stick better, but I'm not sure what will happen with those. Worst case, if they come off on our first run, we'll just sand this down and put, like I was thinking about bed liner on here, the roll-on bed liner. I think it'll be a little more durable anyway, and I know that'll stick. So we'll see. On the inside, I am going to use this paint, but I'm going to use self-etching primer first. I'm going to use a self-etching primer, then I'm going to spray the Total Boat over top of it, same color. Hopefully that'll give us something a little better to stick to, and we won't get the bubbling. We'll find out. Maybe I should do it. I might do a little test piece on one of the covers. I got a cover for that goes to the live well on this. Maybe I'll paint that way and see if it's going to hold up to the moisture. And if it does, then I know I'm safe painting the inside, but that's for a little later. But today is exciting because we're going to be flipping this over, putting it on the trailer. The trailer is pretty much done. We still got the brackets. I'm going to take you guys over here and show you the brackets. I painted them two different color greens. I just wanted to tie them into the cable or the webbing on the winch. I got two greens that are close. One's really bright, but it feels weird and it likes to crack. But the other one is a gloss neon green, which I kind of leaning towards that one. But I'll show you guys so you can see that. And then we got our tie downs, stainless steel tie downs on the trailer. I don't think you guys seen that in the video yet. I'll show you those. It just because on the Jon Boat you just put a strap over it. And I have the tie downs for that. So once we get this boat flipped over today and put on the trailer, we also got the new boat cover, the cover for this. So that can be put on. That way it'll keep the water out of the boat, keep it dry. It is a trailable cover, so that's cool. And also, what was I saying? Yeah, all the tie downs for that, the stainless steel ones on that. So that'll be exciting to get this on. And we also have the guidepost for the trailer. We bought those too, so we can put those on the side, and that way it'll hold, when you put the boat on, it'll come right in where it needs to be. And pretty much, for me saying in the beginning I wasn't going to do much with the trailer, it's damn near done. Once I got started on it, I couldn't really stop. Only thing that I didn't paint on the thing, I think, were the springs. Everything else is done. The inside of the frame, the outside of the frame, the fenders, new wheels and tires, new winch, new lights, new wiring, new bunks, new mounts. Everything's new on it except for the safety chains, which they look in good shape. They're just a little rusty. So I'll leave those for now. And then we also, I don't know if I mentioned it in the video, when we did the lights, we had a problem where they didn't work. I remember mentioning that we didn't test them yet. We did test them. They didn't want to work. They had a grounding issue, is what it ended up being, because that is a tilt trailer. So where the lights are and they're grounded, the trailer is only connected with a bolt. So I had to make a ground cable that goes from the tilt part to the regular part of the trailer. Worked perfectly after that. And all lights work awesome. So today we're going to get this thing flipped over, get it on here, but we got to finish up a couple things like I mentioned. I'm going to take you guys over here, show you guys the brackets, two different colors. We'll get those mounted, get the boat on there, and then we'll go on from there. Action. All right, guys, over here at the trailer, these are the stainless steel eyelets I was talking about. Tie the boat down. These are M12 stainless, or M12 size stainless on both sides. So that's going to work really good and way better than what was on there. We also have, these are the two I was talking about. We have, I don't know if I can get you in the sun. We got this neon green or lime green cable, and then you got these two different color greens. I mean, this one's probably the closest in color maybe, but this paint seems like crap. This one here is at least a better paint. So I'm just not sure. I don't like the way this one feels. And plus, let me show you on the back there. See how it cracked? That paint did not do well on there, and that's a self-etching primer on there. And like with this one, that's a self-etching primer on this one also, but that one took the paint nice. This paint here, not so much. And it's all that Rust-Oleum paint. I thought it would work together, but it ain't liking that. So I might have to just go with that color since this paint don't work that well. I don't know. But either way, it's looking pretty good. We're going to pick one of those. That'll be the color. And then we'll put them, like I said, those uprights that hold the boat on there. But I'm excited to get this boat on here today. It's been a long time. This is what, episode 4 for you guys. This will be. I'm trying to get this done. It's a lot of work, really. I mean, it's like, I mean, I enjoy the work, so it's fun that way. But the trailer, as you can see, is pretty much done with new everything. So it looks really nice. A lot of work put into that. I think I went further on that because doing the boat was a lot of sanding and weighting and stuff. So we were able to get stuff done in the meantime. Plus, I didn't want to make it hard to do the other parts of the trailer with the boat on there. So I don't know. Looks good. Let's get this boat flipped up on here. Actually, I got to do figure out what color and get the other ones painted of those. And then while they're drying, we'll get the boat flipped up on here. But here we go. All right, fellas, change of plans. I was trying to decide on that green. None of them matched enough for me. So we got the metallic silver, which matches the fenders. We're just going to tie that together, and then the winch will be its own Lone Ranger color. These are sitting here drying. We'll give them about an hour or so, and we probably handle them enough to get them onto the trailer. But they're looking pretty decent. Got a nice sheen to it. This one here, you can see, I mean, you might be able to see some green tint because I painted over the green. These ones here have the primer on it, which is like a white primer, and then I painted them silver. They actually look a little more silver, but they're looking pretty good. Give them an hour. We'll put those on, then we get this boat flipped on there. We had to get these done first, but here we go. All right, guys, got so excited I got it up on here. Forgot to set the camera up for you guys. We just lifted up, flipped over, and set it on here. We got the one roller mounted because that's how we're going to tell the height of the bunks. We noticed that the bunks were too high. So we're going to lower the bunks as low as they go. And then that roller should come close to touching. If not, I might have to put a spacer underneath it. But we definitely need that touching in the front. So we'll lower these all the way down. They'll clear the fenders because they go between the fenders. But now we got it balancing on one bunk right at the moment. But so while we change these out, but it's coming. It's finally on there. We still got that inside to do. It's been a while. Forgot what that looked like. The bottom there, we're going to take and we're going to, I think on the bottom, I'm going to do the bed liner down there. I'm going to prep that surface really good, clean it up, sand it, bed liner it. Right, you can almost see that line. We're going to bed liner it to there, the whole bottom. Then our foam goes in there. Then we're going to paint from that line up the same color green. That way that's nice and coated. It'll help with sound deafening and everything. So that'll be nice in there. This is where we got to determine, like, we're going to put a hatch in here on this side. If we're going to put a seat there to work the motor, I'm not sure. These, I think the foam's waterlogged, so I think I'm going to take the foam out of here and make these hatches for the batteries, which these will be perfect spot for a battery. Right in that spot. So I might do that. There'll be a floor down in this section where we're going to put like a hole in the floor where the bilge pump will go, or bilge pump will go in there. And then the hose will come up and either, depends what side I put on, it'll come underneath here. And then we'll put a small outlet hole here for the pump. We already have the outlet for that. We just got to buy, I have a big pump, but I want a small, like one of them Rule pumps. We'll get that for there. And then we're going to, like I said, we're going, oh, got a bouncer. Then we're going to cut these out for batteries, make hatches. What I noticed right here is like, right down, I don't know if you guys can see it. Right here, it's missing like some rivets. So I'm going to put some rivets in that. I got some stainless rivets I'll put in there. This side has the rivets. Whoa, whole thing's moving. But it is coming along. Like I said, we got a bunch to do on here now. But it's kind of fun work. So, all right, guys, we're down to our last bracket to put on there. These ones are adjustable, which is nice. The front one is too short to touch the boat. So we're going to have to make some kind of spacer. But we're also going to have to get longer bolts. So we got to go to the hardware store again. But we're going to put the roller on here. All we did was cleaned up the roller and the pins, and then we greased them. So we're going to put them on here with those new pins that hold them on, and then we can get this mounted on. We'll show you how we do that. All right, guys, we got the roller set in there. We're using these stainless steel internal tooth, star locks. That's what they come on. We're just going to set that on there, get this one set. Give it a hit. A little more. There we go. All right, that roller's on. Easy as that. Now we're going to mount this one on the frame. We'll show you that as we put it on because this is the last one. Then we got to figure that spacer situation for the front. Like I said, we need longer bolts, so we're probably going to have to go get those. But coming along. All right, guys, I got it pressed up in here. We got galvanized bolts, stainless steel washers. We got it pushed up against the boat. We don't want to push up so much we lift it off of the bunks, but we want it to just touch the bottom. And that one up front, well, I'll show you that when we're done here. He's going to get the nuts and put them on back. Tighten these down.
Ready?
Yep. That turns this thing. Okay. There we go, guys. You can see that is on there pretty nice. It touches the bottom. And then up forward there, you guys can see that one. That's touching the bottom. We just got a problem with that front roller. We'll go up there and show you that. Here's the problem we're running into on the front. You can see it's got that gap. So we got to put a spacer underneath it to get it to touch. But I don't think the bolts are going to be long enough with a spacer. I'll measure it. I mean, it might come close, but I'm not sure what to use for a spacer yet. Piece of wood. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But overall, pretty good. And it's sitting on there good. The bunks are in the right position. Lights are straight. Got our logo plate on there. And then down in here, he just found another pinhole. So we got to fix that pinhole, which ain't going to be nice because it'll mess up the paint on the bottom. But coming along, we're just going to try to put a spacer on that front one. And then we'll get to cleaning the inside of this out. All right, guys, we have got a spacer made for that thing. You can see it under there. It is perfectly mounting the boat or holding the boat. Now we're on to the guide post we got for the trailer, which will guide the boat on. When you're bringing it in, you'll know right where to bring it. Plus, we're also trying to figure out up here where we can get some L brackets or something to hold a piece of wood wrapped in carpet so the boat has something to come up against. We don't have any brackets, and the ones I was going to use was the old brackets for the bunks, but they got thrown out. So I got to come up with something else for that. You can see where it used to rub on this trailer right here. It's like rubbing a hole in it because nobody had anything here. But we'll figure something. But we're going to go on to this thing here. Pretty much once this is on, it completes the trailer, except for that little mount up front. So we're going to figure out how to get this on. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. You have your bar that's going to set across the frame, like so. That's going to go on with the U-bolts. And then this will, you can adjust how far in or out this needs to be. Then it's got the PVC uprights. That'll go on there. And then these pieces here go on top of that. Or no, don't push it in all the way, but there you go. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, a little taller than they need to be, but it'll be easy to see when you're backing in with the truck. But there you go. So we're going to get those put on. Like I said, they're pretty easy. They're just going to bracket over that. I'll show you that once we get them on. They're pretty self-explanatory. If anybody needs help, just hit us down below and we'll tell you how it goes. Maybe shoot you a little clip. But we're going to get these. All right, guys, we got the uprights on here, the guide post. These pop right off. They go on pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. It's got the two U-bolts. You just crisscross them from one another. We had to cut these down. They were quite long, so we didn't want them sticking up. So we got them here, and they're still pretty long. But that mounts it on there really nice. And then they're set in for the center of the boat. These pop right off, and these are like translucent. So I think I'm going to run lights up into the tube from right, because right here's our light. All I got to do is run power through some LED lights, right up the waterproof ones, right up into that. I think that'd be perfect. That way these will light up when the parking lights are on. That'd be pretty nifty. But there we go. The trailer is pretty much done at this point. We got our rollers on. We got them adjusted. Our bunks are on. Our posts are on. Next job is inside of this boat. We got a lot of cleaning, sanding to do in there still, and then we're going to, I think, like I mentioned in previous or earlier in the video, I'm going to go up so far with bed liner, the roll-on bed liner. I think that's going to help seal any other little holes I might have missed, plus give it a better, more durable finish down there. And then in between the rails will be our pink foam. We'll seal that up. Then we're putting our floor on top of that. So now we're just going to, off camera, of course, we're just going to figure out where we're going to put hatches, because I want to put a hatch in the front that's going to have my switches and my battery switch. That'll be in one there, and then I'll have top mounted hatches. They're pretty affordable. For here, I got to measure for here, because I think if I can cut a hole in there, the battery would fit in here perfectly in each side. Or if not storage, maybe I can move some batteries up front. I mean, because you want to bring some of the weight up here. I mean, it could even possibly fit right here in this section. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. I don't want to overthink it too much, but that's what we're going to do next. I'm not sure if it'll be in this video or not. It depends how long this video is. I know that I made that one like 40 minutes is kind of long. I don't know. If you guys like that, let me know down below. Do you like the longer form ones, or do you want them, you know, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes long? I'm not sure, but I'm going to say that's it for this video. It'll probably be a shorter video, but if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Any ideas, or still we're looking for that handle for the front. If you know where we can get one of those, let us know down below also. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. See you next week.